Good morning, friends. I pray that wherever in the world you are right now, that the next 2 minutes are a blessing to you so that you can go out and be the blessing to those you encounter in your walk today. So if you've been following along and listening to these little 2-minute Bible studies of mine, you can see that I'm constantly coming back to these lessons that I've learned through the book of Romans, through studying it. I'm just so fascinated by this particular book. And I was wondering the other day, why is it that I keep gravitating towards this book as opposed to other books? And it was funny because I stumbled upon this list. It's a great list. I suggest you look it up. That I found in one of Priscilla Schreier's Bible studies that I went through a while ago. And it lists out the characteristics of God that each book of the Bible highlights. For instance, it says, we discover in Genesis that God is the breath of life. In Exodus, that he is the Passover lamb. But in Romans, he is the grace of God. And I think this is why I love the book so much. It's a really, really difficult book to read through because pretty much right off the bat, God paints this very vivid picture of what it's like to live without him. And the more I study Romans, or the more anybody reads Romans, you can see how awful we actually are as human people. And that our natural tendency is to stray away from the God that we love. And I can see more and more that I'm one of those prone to wander people. But every time that I find myself wanting to do life in my own way, in my own time, and for myself, God's very big grace calls me back, whether it's gently guiding me or overtly ruining my plans. His grace, his love that doesn't have an exit plan, calls me back, forgives my wandering, and without a grudge. Reading through Romans has actually revealed to me what a jerk of a sinner I actually am. And then it's amazing because I discover how big God's love actually is. And it's given me a glimpse into this verse that I've heard so often in my life. Romans 5:20, but where sin increased, grace increased all the more. I pray that as you go out today, when you recognize the ways in which you fall short, instead of wallowing in that sin and those shortcomings, that you would look to the God whose grace increases all the more as you go out today and be the blessing. Till next time, Katie.